Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel GDC Classes English. So today we are going to discuss another part of our topic blood, and the subject is human anatomy and physiology. These all MCQs are important for your different examinations like MRB, RRB, Telangana, UPSC as well as your AIIMS Pharmacist examination. So let's start our session with our first question, that is, what prevents clotting of blood in blood vessels? There are certain chemicals which are responsible for the blood clotting, as well as there are certain chemicals which are responsible for the anticoagulant properties. So we have serotonin. Serotonin is a type of CNS neurotransmitter. Next we have fibrinogen and fibrin. These two options are responsible for the clotting of blood. Clear? But the option C, which is heparin, this is responsible for the anticoagulant property. That means it will prevent the clotting of blood in your blood vessels. And let me tell you, this heparin is a naturally occurring substance present in your blood which is responsible for blood clotting. Clear? So correct answer is option number C. Next question. In blood clotting, vitamin K is needed as cofactor to activate all clotting factors except, okay, there are total 12 clotting factors, okay, but when we see the counting, we are missing a clotting factor known as 6. This clotting factor is absent in our chart. As you all know, this is the basic thing. So obviously the answer will be clotting factor 6. Now, what are the things? This vitamin K is responsible for many factors like factor number 2, factor number 7, factor number 9 as well as factor number 10. All these factors are in control of your vitamin K. Clear? Okay. So factor number 6 doesn't exist in your clotting factors. This is the missing number. So correct answer will be factor number 6. Next question. Which of the following factor is also known as anti-hemophilic factor? Anti-hemophilic factor, from this word anti, first of all we are having certain tricks like freshers party tonight. All of you are very fond of these tricks, but you can remember in another way some of the words like anti-hemophilic. Anti means 8. So the factor number 8 is known as anti-hemophilic factor. Clear? Okay. Next question. Which of the following plasma protein is involved in coagulation of blood? Okay. First of all, we have albumin and globulin. These are the normal proteins which are present in our blood. Next we have fibrinogen. As I said, this is a type of your clotting factor. This is responsible for the clotting of your blood, or we can say this is a cofactor which is responsible for the formation of fibrin, which itself is responsible for, or we can say that is itself is the last part of your clotting stage. Clear? And amylase is a type of enzyme which is present in your saliva, responsible for destruction of your starch, which is a type of a carbohydrate. Clear? So option number C will be the correct answer. Clear? Okay. Clumping of cells is known as. Clumping means something which is now collected in a single circle is your clumping. Clotting is related to your blood. Mutation is sudden change in your genetic material. Agglutination resembles the meaning of your clotting. Clear? So correct answer will be your agglutination. That is something or the cells which are now collected very closely to each other, which is formed a clumps, is known as agglutination. Next question. Which of the following will not coagulate when placed separately on 4 slides? Okay, this is very simple and basic thing. I think most of you have sometimes, or you have seen your sisters or mothers, they are using some kinds of serums in their face. Have you ever seen those serums that they coagulate? Clear? After you place it on a slide, or after they take it on their hands, Does they coagulate? No, they doesn't coagulate due to the absence of clotting factors in the serum. Whenever you remove all the clotting factors from your plasma, those now left out particles are known as serum. Clear? Blood plasma contains the clotting factors. Blood from pulmonary vein also contains the clotting factor. Blood from lymphatic tissues also contains the clotting factor, but your serum never contains a clotting factor. This can never be coagulated. Clear? So this is your correct answer. Next question. Which of the following is not likely to play a role in a clotting of blood? Okay. Fibrinogen, as usual, this is responsible for clotting of blood. But our question says not. We have then platelets. This is the key element for your clotting. Clear? Clotting factors itself is responsible, but your antibodies are not responsible for the clotting of your blood. Clear? Okay. Next question. Which of the following clotting factor is deficient in people suffering from hemophilia A? Okay, I guess you remember something. Before some questions, I just gave you a small trick regarding anti-hemophilic factor. That was the factor number 8. So, factor number 8 is if absent in a particular person, then they can cause hemophilia or they can suffer from hemophilia A if the factor number 8, which is known as anti-hemophilic factor, is absent in a particular person. Clear? That is as simple as that. Okay. Next question. Which of the following is not correctly matched? Okay. So for this, you need to remember the tricks. Freshers party tonight. By keeping those sequence on your mind, you can clearly make the match. First of all, see, this is the correct one. That is factor number 8 is anti-hemophilic factor. Now we have factor number 10. That is known as Stewart factor. This is also correct. Clear? Next we have factor number 3. That is tissue thromboplastin. Yes, this is also correct. But our factor number 11 is not correct. This is not your factor number 11. Plasma thromboplastin component, also known as Christmas factor, is present just below your anti-hemophilic factor. That means it is the factor number 9. This is not your factor number 11. Okay. Next question. Pernicious anemia is due to deficiency of. Very simple and basic questions. Pernicious anemia, it is a type of anemia. It is caused due to the deficiency of vitamin B12. Clear? Next question. Anemia can be. Okay, what does this anemia define? Anemia is the, we can say, deficiency in our red blood cells, specifically red blood cells. So micro means a small number of cells, we can say little bit. Macrocytic means large number of cells. This is not the answer. If we are talking about the large number of cells, then it could be polycythemia. Clear? Next we have hypochromic. Hypochromic represents small amount of hemoglobin. So yes, when there is deficiency in your hemoglobin which is present in your red blood cells, then this is known as your anemia, because anemia is associated with red blood cell and your hemoglobin is associated with anemia. So if we are having deficiency in any type of thing present in red blood cell, that is your anemia. Okay. Next question. A lack of which of these will result in abnormally large red blood cells and a condition called megaloblastic anemia? Okay, directly the question is asking, megaloblastic anemia can be caused due to deficiency of, first of all, oxygen. It is not required in the case of anemia. Clear? Carbon dioxide, same. This is not required. Vitamin C is also not required. So definitely our correct answer will be folic acid. Whenever we are having deficiency in our folic acid, we leads to cause megaloblastic anemia. Next question. Which white blood cells are the first line of defense against bacterial infections? Okay. Basophils and your eosinophils. They are responsible for your allergic conditions. E stands for allergy. I know the spelling is A, but to remember it, we can say allergy. Clear? Your neutrophil is responsible to neutralize your bacteria by killing it. Clear? So the function of neutrophil is to kill it. Okay? So this can be the main function. And your lymphocytes are responsible for production of your antibodies like T cells and B cells. Clear? So neutrophils are responsible to neutralize your bacteria. That is, the first and primary function is done by neutrophil to kill the bacteria. Okay? Good. Next question. Erythropoietin, the hormone regulating the red blood cell production, is secreted mainly by, okay, whenever your kidney detects that the blood which I am receiving lacks oxygen. So a kidney identifies that there is decrease in the number of hemoglobin, as your hemoglobin is the carrier of your oxygen. It automatically leads that there is deficiency in the red blood cells in your body, and when it detects that there is the decrease in your red blood cells, it suddenly, or we can say it automatically releases erythropoietin and indicate your bone marrow to produce more red blood cells. So yes, erythropoietin is produced in your kidneys. Clear? Next question. In a healthy adult male, the normal hemoglobin concentration is about, okay, hemoglobin concentration in a male is more than female, that is 13 to 18 gram per dl. In a females, that is 12 to 15. Okay, that is the maximum I can say. So correct answer is option number C. Next question. Which anticoagulant is naturally present in basophils and mast cell? Okay, heparin. As I informed you earlier, heparin is a naturally occurring anticoagulant present in your body, but warfarin is a synthetic anticoagulant, as well as aspirin is a thinning agent. So correct answer will be your heparin, that is present in your basophils and mast cells, which occurs naturally in your blood. Next question. Which blood test is used to measure the clotting ability and diagnose hemophilia? First of all, we have ESR, that is known as erythrocyte sedimentation rate, that is the sedimentation rate of your red blood cells. Prothrombin time is the time which denotes the clotting of your blood when it is taken out of your body. Hemocritic value is the value by which you can identify the volume of red blood cells. Differential WBC count gives you the actual count of your WBC's different forms like eosinophil, basophil. Okay, so correct answer will be prothrombin time. Next question. Which blood parameter is measured by ESR test? ESR test means erythrocyte sedimentation rate. It is done for your red blood cells to detect what is the actual sedimentation rate of your RBCs. Clear? Rate of RBC destruction is done by hemolysis test. RBC destruction means destruction of your heme, that is hemolysis. Next we have rate of WBC migration is known as WBC differential count. Next we have rate of clot formation, that is clotting time or prothrombin time. Clear? Correct answer is rate of RBC sedimentation. Next question. Which component of hemoglobin is recycled after RBC destruction? Okay, when after completing 120 days of its lifespan, your RBC is destructed in your spleen, and which part of your RBC is recycled after destruction? This is the part of your RBC, but after your destruction, the iron present in your heme is recycled and it is reused by your body. Clear? Okay, and this is the end product, waste product. Next question. Which condition is characterized by decreased WBC count? Okay, cytosis means increase in the number of cells, that is the formation of new cells. Penia means decrease in the number of cells. Polycythemia, poly means increase in the number of cells, and thrombo means platelet cells are increased. This is RBC. This is leuco means your white blood cells. Obvious सी बात है, white blood count is decreased, that is known as leukopenia, because the penia words denotes the decrease of numbers. Clear? So these were the 20 important questions from your blood topic. So here I end the blood chapter. I hope you enjoyed the session. Keep watching the video, subscribe our channel, and thank you everyone.